Good day to you, my fellow endoskeletons. I'm Kenetor and welcome back for another Starbase progress report. This is week 15 of 2022, and if you're new here, I bring you the latest news and updates of everything Starbase every week. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out. Now let's get to it. It seemed many of you enjoyed last week's deep dive into the real progress Starbase development is making. Thanks to everyone that left comments here and on Discord. There were certainly a lot more than usual, so keep them coming. Last week saw another PTU patch, although just a small one this time, which added the ship blueprint saving, updated a few ships, and added the grid display to the designer. The wiki also has a new page explaining how the new ship blueprint saving works, and importantly, including on wrecks. If you plan on using the ship you are claiming, I would recommend repairing it before claiming it. As the wiki states, the base blueprint becomes that of the ship's state when claimed. No Lowry quotes again this week. It seems his new biomechanical body caused too much stress and his self-diagnostic put him into a standby mode, while engineers work out the kinks for his new body. But I do have a quote from TOFB for you this week, and this one's a little tidbit on stations and answering people asking for doors on them. They say they know some force field like doors were planned at some point, but they are not sure on the current situation. Physical moving doors are very problematic for stations because of how the physical objects are implemented, and they can't sync door movement to other players as easily. This seems like a bit of a letdown to not have doors on station, and the sync issue really has me confused. TOFB has mentioned they are not hosted like regular ships, yet we know they plan to have future factories work offline. Something must be hosting these. Can this system not have a door open or shut value saved to it? While I like force fields and all, it seems a bit of a cop-out and a loss not to have doors in my opinion. Diving into the gallery now, and you know it, we have more wall panels. No complaints from me though, as I love all these new options for decoration. It takes a lot of work to give us all the different styles to work with, so we can have a variety of different styled stations. We also have some updated dev ships. These old designs look like they have been dragged kicking and screaming into current day Starbase. First up we have the Kodiak. This ship got a new lick of paint and a big increase in thrust, and this is what it used to look like. The Nautilus is up next and seems to be a whole new variant as well as an update here. It gets a massive thruster upgrade, mining tools, and what must be bulky storage areas housing cargo crates. The addition of decals is a nice touch on these ships, but shame about the colour scheme on this one. The Pincer also returns. This is one of my favourite upgrades so far, as it stayed true to the original form quite well, and then managed to improve on it. And of course, for a fan favourite, the fabled Versama returns, now with beefed up battery storage. It will once again show everyone why battery only ships are a hugely bad idea. Let me know your favourite upgrade in the comments below. This week's progress report is also a feature focus, and we have tools and items this time. And it's been a while since we had one of these, so on to the good stuff. So starting off, we have great news. The recycle tool is now finished. And you can even see it working in a video shared with the report, showing someone turning space junk into useful ores. This is a great way to get back ore from parts that are just not worth unbolting or unwelding and then reusing. Same for damaged parts too. However, we don't yet know how much we get back, but you can be sure it's not going to be 100%. There's also no new wiki page for this new tool either. Sound effects for the recycler tool. These are still being designed and coded, so we might get this for PTU testing right away, but it won't be on live till these are done. These sound effects are there to help give an audio cue to when it can't work on something or when it has successfully worked on something. In-game decal tool. We've been waiting on this one for a very long time, but work is still going on for coding for this in-game version of the decal tool. Decal tool quick menu. This has taken its time mostly because the tool itself is not finished yet, and because of course the selection UI needed to make all this work. This was avoided with the paint tool thanks to having separate canisters for each colour, but no such solution can be done here because there are so many decals that need to be chosen from. Paint tool improvements have been completed for a while, with the option of painting different layers as well as adjusting the area size. Ship deeds. I touched on these a whole bunch in last week's deep dive, but here they are bundled together and are listed as encoding. In-game manual welding. This was a big surprise for this week. Manual welding is to help bridge the gaps in some beam setups which don't exactly line up with the beam grid. and the progress reports didn't even show this was being worked on, but we already have a working demo as shown in this video, which is fantastic news. Now this is only the in-game version, but stay tuned for a little bit more on this as we dive into the ship designer tools. And new decal tool improvements are currently being coded to include snapping options, more precise movement, as well as making decals more seamless. Ship designer manual welding, well that wasn't much of a wait now, was it? Of course, if there's an in-game tool, this option should naturally be available in the designer, where it will be mostly used. As mentioned before, this will help create a weld between two non-attached beam pieces that have only a small gap that needs filling. And the last section for this week is inventory and item upgrades. New cargo crates. These include new types of crates as well as new sizes of crates, and this has been worked on for over a year at this point, and is very much linked to the improvements being made for Inventory 2.0. Crate access on stations and ships. I'm not sure what to make of this one, as we've had ship and station storage for a long while now, unless there's a way to directly access crates, and for stations, crates will no longer be limited to just the factory area. Time will tell on this one, since stations are undergoing a lot of work right now. New item categories and sorting. This was done a little while ago and is just a bit of cleanup on this. Deleting all broken items. This will be a new quality of life fix that will be needed when clearing all the salvage after a huge battle like a siege. Picking up everything to station inventory will leave you with a bunch of working but also broken parts. Until proper bulk material processing comes in with factory tech, this will no doubt be the go-to for cleaning up inventories. Priority snap points for single items. This was announced a while ago and is still in coding, and should allow for easier in-world snapping of things like YOLO chips and fuel rods. And that's it, you're all caught up for this week's Starbase news. Don't forget to come drop by my Discord, and do chip in to support the channel via Donorbox or YouTube memberships. All my monthly supporters are listed at the end of my videos, and all get access to a support channel on my Discord, as well as my eternal gratitude. As always, please do smash that like button, share this video with your friends and faction, leave a comment with any questions you want answers to, and I'll see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.